What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? It's that time. It's Media Clash time. You know, that show where we talk about TVs, movies, sometimes comics, a lot of times random ass music. When we just go on tangents. But yeah, I'm your host, Wayne, as always joined by
Paul.
And it's been a kind of slow couple of weeks, really. There hasn't been much going on. I guess it's that end of summer, right before all the new shows start coming back on. New movie, you know, the fall movie season, I guess you could say. Not that there's many movies left this year.
No, you got Black Panther, you got Black Adam, and you have it's one of the Harry Potter films, like the Fantastic Beasts. Is that this year?
No, that came out earlier in the year.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. The one where Mads Mikkelsen took over for Johnny Depp was earlier this year.
Oh, right. Avatar is next week.
No.
Yeah, it's the 23rd.
Oh my God. Talk about a movie like no one gives a damn about.
Halloween Ends, the last Halloween, which is going to be on Peacock again. That's in October. Terrifier 2.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't think there was any.
Either they made another Curse of Lolana film, or they just re-releasing the old fucking film.
Oh yeah, Confess Fletch.
Yeah, that's next week.
Next week, limited.
Yeah. I almost went to go see Clerks 3, but it was pretty fucking packed. It was like the bigger theater. It's only playing at the 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the 20 or the West Bank. And it only plays at 7 o'clock, no other times.
It sucks it isn't wider.
Yeah. That horror film, Pearl, comes out this week. It's the prequel to X.
Yeah.
I think Ty West also, what we was talking about earlier. I think that was his.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn next week, limited.
I don't know why they keep letting that dude make movies. The dude's a fucking convicted child pornographer.
Who?
The guy who created Jeepers Creepers. That's why he's never done anything else other than Jeepers Creepers movies. He got busted and pled guilty because he had child porn on his computer.
No, we know stuff like that doesn't, you know.
And also, those movies are not very fucking good.
No, outside of the first one. This has. It's a Fathom event.
Yeah, I can see that.
IMDb.
At least Fletch might be interesting because John Hamm is actually funny. He's got good comedic timing. So maybe that might be good.
No, I just want IMDb. I don't want IMDb Pro. I want IMDb.
Then you had that bad-looking horror film called Smile about a meme that comes to life and kills you.
They stole that from Ghost in a Shell.
Did they?
That's basically when the beginning of that series. There's like a killer killing people, and it has like this like smiley face, whatever on it.
The David Bowie documentary might be interesting. Also, it's fucking 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's a lot of smaller indie films that looks very good that I would rather see. Barbarian, the horror film.
No, this dude isn't the same guy that did
Oh, they never?
Mm-mm. This is a dude who did Iron Sky.
Oh yeah, even better.
Dude, I was so disappointed. I remember I was so hyped for Iron Sky when it first came out.
So what the fuck happened to the Jeepers Creepers guy? Because I think after 2, he was trying to like crowdfund or get support for. He did Jeepers Creepers 3.
97 minutes. This dude did. Yeah, he's the guy who did Iron Sky Reborn, Jeepers Creepers. No, Iron Sky and the Coming Race, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, The Ark, an Iron Sky story. 97 minutes. Fear Power. Yeah, so yeah, it's a different dude. But of course, he's been in all of his own movies. I mean, it's a B movie. It's got a lot of B movie friggin' writer on it.
It's just one of those. It's a cheap film. It's a very one of those modern classic monsters that people like the first film and like the design of the film, but nobody wants to work with the guy who created it.
Victor Salva.
Yeah. But yeah, I came close to go seeing Barbarians that came out this past weekend. I heard very good things about it, and I think it's got like a 90-something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm.
And every commercial they had for it was always that classic night vision camera for the test audience and watching them freak out to scenes. But also you can easily fake that.
Of course, you can use that. You can overlay audio and then
tell people to freak out.
Well, no, overlay audio on a different, like show them anything to make them all jump.
Yeah.
Then overlay different audio to make it seem like they're watching your movie. The Avatar that comes out next week is not the new one.
Oh, is that the re-release?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We really want to pad in the
well, no, because now film. We need to remind people before the new one comes out. Because when's the new one come out?
I thought Avatar was like Revel.
It's either, is it maybe next year? Yeah, I mean, it's
December 16th.
Yeah, so they're basically, let's re-release this one. Let's get people to remember what the hell Avatar is, even though we can hopefully make some money, because I have no want or desire to see an Avatar sequel. I had no want and desire to watch the first one. I watched it on bootleg.
I watched it because I was working at AMC at the time, and I think it was it was the first 3D digital film,
which is why it looked good. Everything's fake.
Yeah. And it was like we got a brand new IMAX digital fucking camera in at the AMC I was working at, and just for that movie.
Oh yeah, because he wanted it seen a certain way.
Yeah, like Lucas with Star Wars and shit like that. Yeah,
But I mean, the best thing to come out of Avatar and James Cameron in general is the technology he makes to do things.
The failed Chinese theme park that was supposed to be fucking
the bootleg Avatar theme park.
Yeah.
But I think you have like the volume and stuff. I think you can give credit to Cameron for using that kind of technology on set. Because I think the second Avatar was one of the first movies to shoot with, because they've been working on it for so long, the real-time visual effects. Basically, the camera is like augmented, like the viewfinder on the camera is like augmented reality.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you can put in like, because the human characters are supposed to be these stupid, tall alien things, they could put them in and you could basically block the shot and frame everything with the actual CG models. Or if the background needed to be replaced, it would be in, which is basically the volume using Unreal Engine to do backgrounds in real time based on the camera placement.
I remember that just very short period of people committing suicide because they didn't want to live in this world anymore. They wanted to live in Pandora's world. And they thought by killing themselves, they would go to that world because this is just an avatar.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix type thing.
We're a special breed.
Oh, God. They went fucking nuts over that film. It's such a shit film.
It is.
It's like, how many different stories can you rip off and put in one movie?
And now it's a Disney film.
So does that make fucking what's-her-face? Zoe's character a fucking Disney princess now?
Yep. Just like, the chick from Prey. This Disney princess.
Yeah. You seen that fake poster somebody made? It was called Prey in the Trenches, and it was Predator in World War One.
No, but that would be awesome.
The poster looks amazing because it's the Predator standing in no man's land, and there's like a fucking flare coming down. Mm-hmm. It's pitch dark, and there's a flare coming down, so you can kind of see him in no man's land, and then there's the trench of like the soldiers looking up above, looking at him.
That'd be awesome. That would be kind of awesome. Like just fucking Predator like roaming around the trenches.
Until they hurl fucking mustard gas at him and fucking kill him.
I mean, that would
and
be...
he dies. Unless he survives that somehow or keeps his mask on the whole time and it filters all that shit out.
I mean, and again, like you said, Tim and Elma, like the Predator always loses. Does it? Or does it kill a shit ton of things and then finds the one person good enough to beat it? Or smart enough to beat it? Because, I mean, look at Predators. Like,
I mean, when does it get bored to go back home?
They kill everything except Adrian Brody and the girl. Like, everybody else dies.
When is enough? Like, do they stay here and just keep murdering and murdering until somebody kills them? Or?
Yeah, we've never got... That's the thing. We've never gotten those explanations of why they do what they do. Why is it they wear, like, no clothing, no armor, but have these, like...
fishnet stockings.
Like, and fly in these spaceships. Like, they're clearly advanced.
Well, it's like the Indian guy who I can't think of his name. When he tells Arnold and them to go on, he'll fucking... And he basically strips off his clothes.
Yeah, like he wants to fight it, man. Like,
yeah, man fucking takes out his knife. Not a good idea. Didn't work out well for him. But still a great movie. But it's a huge success for Hulu, so I got to imagine
I'm sure they're, I mean...
already working on a sequel.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is the kind of, like, when people bitching and complaining that Disney bought Fox and they got like, oh, it's only gonna be Disney stuff. You would not have gotten another Predator movie. Like, what was the last theatrical Predator movie we got?
Alien versus Predator Requiem.
No.
Regular Predator?
Yeah, just a Predator movie.
Oh, The Predators.
Yeah, which was
the Predator that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, which wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And that was Fox making that.
Yeah, look at the track record of Fox in their fucking movies.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, Disney bought Fox. They got Predator as an IP. And we got a fairly decent, very good, like, third best Predator movie. Which still puts... Although, I mean, Predator 2's...
Predator 2 ain't that bad.
No, it's not. So, I mean, I would still put Prey... I would probably put Prey above it, but... Because then you got the, you got to include the Alien versus Predator movies, all that below. So, I mean, you got a middle of the stack Predator movie out of Disney, whereas that last Predator movie that came out of Fox was horrible and should be like down towards the bottom. Because that's all they did. They bought a bunch of IP.
Yeah.
People screaming, Monopoly, Monopoly. Like, no, right? And then, like, Dan Merrill's great when he does his charts show every week. He puts down the market share of the movie studios. Disney Fox does not have the majority market share in the movies. They don't. So all these people that complain about that shit, I'm like, no, because you don't actually look and see what you're actually talking about. Like, the other studios have just as big a market share as Disney does. But
also going back to Avatar, I had really high hopes for Sam Worthington. I thought he was going to be a good action guy, but
nothing.
That Terminator film and then Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, really, the best part of that best part of that Terminator movie was the
Christian Bale freak out.
No, not even the callback to Terminator 2 when he's on the bridge and he's trying to get he's trying to get one of the bikes or whatever's attention, and he puts down the stereo and he starts cranking Guns N' Roses, and it comes looking for him on the bridge.
They got that movie was doomed from the start. Simply because you gave away the twist in the fucking trailer that he was a robot.
Yeah.
I had such high hopes. Like, talk about something I had high hopes for. It's like Christian Bale.
As John Connor, yeah. Like, that should have been...
Sam Worthington. And it's supposed to take place after 2, I want to say.
Yes, that's like right before this one. That Terminator takes place right before Skynet sends the T-800 back. Because that's why you have the young Arnold in it. Like, they were cranking out the T-800s at that point.
The really bad CGI.
Well, I mean, you got to look really bad. Like, that's what CGI was at that point. To do complete character, I guess, replacement. It's not like the de-aging we have now. Granted, I don't think you could de-age Arnold to look that young.
I mean,
even now.
That's also kind of 50-50. If it's Marvel, yeah, it's going to look good. Everybody else...
You're not even guaranteed it's going to look... I mean, well, because Netflix... That fucking movie was horrible. That fucking...
Irishman?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that Robert De Niro at the beginning of that film was just... It was like, man, that looks so bad.
There's only one good Irishman movie, and it's called Kill the Irishman.
Oh.
That's a really good movie. The dude that was... the second Punisher.
Oh,
Punisher Warzone.
Thomas Jane was the second one.
No, well, no, I'm not talking about Dolph Lundgren because that I don't consider that a Punisher movie.
It's a fucking Punisher film.
No.
It's not that bad.
There's not a skull anywhere to be seen.
It's not that bad.
And he meditates naked in the sewer.
Luke Gossip Jr. was in it as his fucking the cop trying to take him down.
Okay, so then the third one.
Vinnie Jones.
No, it's not Vin Jones. It's the dude who was in Thor as the big fat Warriors 3.
That's not Vinnie Jones?
No, Vinnie Jones is
Ray Stevenson.
yes.
The guy from Rome.
Yeah, and he's the big fat Warriors 3 in Thor.
Yeah, who got murdered.
Yeah. Because clearly Taika Waititi had no desire for those characters at all because they just get murked. Zachary Levi there for what? One movie? No, he was in the second one, I think.
He took over for the guy, but I don't think was he in Ragnarok?
Yeah. Zachary Levi was in Ragnarok. I know he dies in Ragnarok quick.
Because that was right around the time they was filming Shazam.
Yeah, I don't remember if three of them were in the second one. But yeah, so yeah, he was in Kill the Irishman. That's a really good movie.
Well, I guess you want to stop by. You do video games first.
Yeah. I'm like 167 hours into Star Wars The Old Republic since I went to the hospital. Because Steam gives you that nice little, you've played this game for however many hours. Would you like to leave a review? And it's like, you've played this game for 167 hours. Would you like to play this review?
Yeah.
So in the last month, I've played that game for 167 hours.
I haven't played anything because there's nothing out to play.
I mean, I haven't even really, I haven't played Destiny in forever.
Nothing major comes out until like the end of the month into October. Like between the end of September to beginning of November is when all the big titles come out. Call of Duty and Midnight Suns and a couple other games finally got release dates.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know where God of War Ragnarok comes out and Legend of Zelda 2.
Blood and Bones or Skull and Bones, whatever it is, the pirate game comes out the day before. Still comes out the day before Thor. I mean, not Thor, God of War.
Yeah, and also it's a week after Call of Duty. Call of Duty's like the end of October, and then I guess next week or week and a half is God of War.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I was in the hospital, and I was sitting there playing, the game. One of the respiratory guys came in and was asking. We said, "Hey, man, oh, you played, because I started talking about God of War, and I'm like, no, I have it, but I've never played it. He's like, man, I didn't think I was going to want to play it either. And then one day I was just bored and I had nothing else to do, and I started playing it, and I really liked it. I'm like, yeah, I guess I might give it a try. I've had it, but I'm like, I have nothing has ever made me want to go play the new ones. Like, I played the old ones. I like the fucking just hack and slash of the old ones.
I just don't like the fucking random loot system.
What, in the new one?
Didn't they have that in the first one?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, the new ones.
Yeah. I don't like that of like, you could just have this epic battle and then your reward is like some piece of shit armor that you can't, that's way lower than the one you already got.
Yeah, that's...
Or a weapon.
Dude, I run into that in Star Wars all the time. I'm like fighting these, you know, like old MMOs, you would have like the different color indicators for how strong an opponent is. You know, you're fighting like the hardest thing and it just drops you like some credits. Like not an item, not armor. Like it just drops you. I'm like, what the? I just spent like 10 minutes trying to fight this thing and kill it and I got nothing out of it.
Because that was kind of the thing with Destiny. Of just, you play this long-ass fucking mission and then all you get is like some armor or a weapon that's only like 1 point higher than what you already have.
Yeah, well, I mean, now it's the loot system in Destiny now is better, but yeah, like the original Destiny, the loot system was horrible because you would get the same shit over and over again.
They Nintendo had their Direct first.
Like an Ubisoft showed.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft
showed something like before all of it.
That was like a couple weeks ago.
That was like last week.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was like last week.
I thought it was a couple weeks because now every Assassin's Creed...
No, because I wasn't in the hospital for it.
Every Assassin's Creed game now on my hard drive, logo changed. Now it's like all the exact same cover art, but it just says like Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
They don't have the little things in the middle of them?
No, it's like a fucking diamond.
Yeah, it should be like the... I know they used to be the Assassin's Creed like arch or A with like different logos in the middle of them to show which game it was.
Yeah, but originally before the thing happened, it was just the regular cover art.
Oh.
For each one, but now all of them's exactly the same, but it just says like Black Flag or whatever. I don't remember what any news came out of that other than they raised their prices.
Well, no, not even that, because there was a bunch of Ubisoft stuff, but it was like the normal Ubisoft stuff, like Just Dance and Trackmania. Like the beginning of it was just the normal shit.
The only thing I know is the Assassin's Creed stuff.
Yeah, and then like people were literally watching the fucking thing, complaining like, "What is this? This isn't for like, bro. This is for all of their shit. This isn't just for, you know, you specifically. This is to everybody." And so when they got into the Assassin's Creed stuff, it completely shifted like styles. They went from like the people on the green screen to the sit down interview shit for the Assassin's Creed stuff.
Because it's like what, 20-year anniversary or something like that?
15.
15.
So you've got the next Assassin's Creed is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is the guy that shows up in Valhalla.
Which one?
Basim.
Oh yeah, Basim.
He's the main character in Mirage. Because I think they said Mirage takes place 20 years before Valhalla. And it takes place in Baghdad.
Oh, right. He's the guy who teaches you how to be an assassin.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
So you play as him and...
He's the one... All right, so you go on some missions and you meet up with him and he's trying to get like old... Templars basically stole like a whole bunch of old manuscripts and stuff like that belonged to the assassins. So you go on these missions and then he's kind of like crazy. And I think at one point you have to fight him.
I don't know. I haven't.
If I remember correctly.
It's so that game's got so much shit in it. I just like I played through a good bit of it. I liked Valhalla. I liked Odyssey. There was just so much shit.
Because I want to say Valhalla is like the most.
Yeah, because Valhalla's still got one expansion left. That was the other thing that came out after Mirage.
Oh, there's another one.
After Mirage. They said Assassin's Creed Valhalla's got one last expansion that comes out. It's called The Last Chapter, which it's got to be your character going to America.
It's either because I don't know what happened in Ragnarok.
Yeah, no, I haven't played that expansion.
Because that expansion was like $30
Yeah.
when it came out.
But the whole point, I mean, I didn't play through the game to see how it ended, but the whole point is you find this Viking skeleton in America.
Yes.
So clearly this one has to end with you going to America.
Wait a minute. Didn't somehow his conscious Basim's character, like his conscious, went to the modern day?
I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. I didn't play. I don't know how far I got into the actual original main story.
I beat it, and I don't remember because it's been so long ago.
Yeah, so Mirage takes place 20 years before Valhalla when Basim becomes an assassin. And his teacher is the woman, you know the woman's voice. Like, she's some Persian actress, but she's got a very distinctive, like, gravelly voice. She's been in all kind of fucking sci-fi shit. You'd know who it is the minute you heard her voice. I just don't remember her name. Then we got there is a mobile game
Of course, because it's Ubisoft.
but here's the thing. It looks like older Assassin's Creed level graphics, which makes sense that it should be able to be played on a phone. But it looks like a regular full Assassin's Creed game, just mobile, that takes place in China. Then we got the teases for Project Red, which is going to be the feudal Japan one. And then Project Hexa, which I'm going to assume is going to be a Salem kind of witch trials setting, since it's witchcraft. Like the A looked like fucking the twisted sticks, like the fucking Blair Witch fucking dolls. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like that 1800s, 17. No, that would have been
The Salem Witch Trials?
yeah.
1700s?
Yeah, post-revolution. So yeah, I'm going to assume it's going to be like 1700s, 1800s, early 1800s, that kind of time frame. Then they said they have the Netflix show in development. And then there is a Netflix game they're working on. Because if you actually use your Netflix app on your phone, it has games. Which I've never played any of them because I think they're just all like small.
Do they?
Yeah, if you use your Netflix app on your phone, there is a game section for games. And then there's going to be an Assassin's Creed game for the Netflix app. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff. And then Netflix Infinity or whatever it is. Not Netflix, in Assassin's Creed Infinite or Infinity, whatever that's going to be. It's supposed to be like some hub world thing or whatever to connect all the games, which is why probably all the logos on your machine changed to like the one unifying thing.
Yeah, I don't see games on here.
Hey, it should be. It's I've seen it already before.
Unless I don't have that fucking
Unless it's not on
whole separate account. Yeah, I don't have that. Oh, it's an app.
No, this is the Netflix app.
Yeah, they don't have that on Apple.
Yeah, so there's going to be an Assassin's Creed game on the Netflix app.
See, hopefully, the one thing I remember that they really kind of emphasized in the Ubisoft Play is that the getting away from the modern day stuff, there's going to be a lot less of that and more focused on the past. Because honestly, nobody gave a shit about what was going on in modern day in those games.
I thought it was cool to have that underlying thread, but when like after the first 3 and you killed off
Lucy.
No, the main dude that was in the first 3.
Oh, Desmond. Nobody really gave a shit about the modern day stuff.
No, but like it was. It was a reason for you to be playing all the stuff in the past.
Because when Desmond died, and then you play, I think Revelations was after that. The brother and sister in London.
That had to have been was 1, 2 was Ezio, 3 was
but all those was Desmond.
Yeah, so 3 was through Desmond, and then Syndicate was
Syndicate.
Syndicate was the London one. That's right.
And also you had the spinoffs in between before 3.
Yeah, because Black Flag had nothing to do with them. It continued with the characters.
Desmond dies in 3. Black Flag was the next one. It continues with the characters breaking into what's the name? Abstergo, and trying to get like the information from the inside, and they're trying to recruit you because you work for them. Work for Abstergo, and then at the end, then you realize they're run by Templars and they're evil and blah blah blah. And then I think Syndicate was after that. But in between 2 and 3, you had Brotherhood and...
Yeah, it was like 3 games with Ezio. Like, they were connected to Ezio.
Revelations, that's when... It was Bloodline, I think Revelations, Part 3, then Black Flag, then Syndicate?
Or Rogue and Syndicate. No, Rogue and Syndicate came out at the same time.
Yes.
Because 3, Black Flag, and Rogue all had the same characters in them. Because Rogue is about a temple assassin who becomes a Templar, goes on the fence. Which is the dude who in Black Flag.
No.
It's
a completely different guy.
No, Black Flag is. The main guy in Black Flag is.
The main guy in Black Flag is a pirate who.
He's somebody they're all related.
He kills an assassin person, and then he just puts on the fucking gear and he becomes.
Oh, that's right. He does. He just takes.
There was no training, no nothing.
But you run into the characters.
You run into the guy from 3, the old black guy who teaches the main character how to be an assassin. Because Black Flag is a prequel to 3. No,
Rogue is the prequel
to 3.
Because the main character from Rogue is what's his face's dad.
No. He teams up with his dad.
Okay, I know there was. I was trying to. It was some kind
because he gets the apple, and that causes the huge earthquake in one of the Caribbean countries, islands, that happened in real life. Also was in. So by taking the apple from its spot, literally you just Indiana Jones it with the giant boulder.
Yeah,
causes this huge fucking earthquake that just decimates the city and kills thousands of people, and you barely survive. And you're like, you're right. This type of stuff can't be. No man should have this. And then he gets back to the assassins, and the assassins are like, "Oh, you got the apple. We gotta let us have it." And he's like, "No, nobody should have this apple because of what I seen, the power it has." So he gets caught in the middle, and then he gets kicked out of the assassins, and then the Templars wants to bring him in. So you kind of like a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say at the end, you kind of, the Templar peoples are trying to recruit you, and they trying to like, hey, their side is right on this thing about like the apple and all this stuff, and really the assassins are the bad guys. So you kind of see it from the other side, from the Templar side of things, and you kind of join up with what's his face's dad at the end.
Yeah, I gotta see. Yeah, I gotta look on my PlayStation and see if Rogue is streaming, because Rogue was on PS3.
So what happened is Syndicate and Rogue came out the same day.
Yes, but
one was on 360, the other one was on Xbox One.
Yeah, Rogue was the last gen.
Yeah,
Syndicate was the next gen. Syndicate
completely fucking broken on day one. Unplayable.
Was it Syndicate or was it Unity?
No.
Because I know Unity was fucked up.
No, it was every fucking Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but Unity was the one where you had the fucking memes of like the face that had no face. It was just the eyes and the mouths.
I take the back, that was Unity. Yeah, you're right. It was Unity because it was France.
Yes. So yeah, then Syndicate must have been the one after that.
Yeah, okay. God, there have been so many fucking Assassin's Creed games.
All in 15 years.
Yeah, so Rogue and is it Unity?
Yeah, Unity was the one with you, because you had the 4 players.
No.
Yeah, that was the one in France.
Yeah, it was Unity.
Yeah, Unity came out November 11th, 2014.
Yeah, so Rogue came out that same day. Unity, completely fucking broken.
Yeah, and Rogue was fine.
Rogue was fine. Rogue was a hell of a lot better game than Unity. It also had, like, Rogue actually had, like, the ship combat stuff from Black Flag that made Black Flag so good. And then the whole thing with Unity is that it was broken from the beginning. They introduced timed treasures, like treasure chests, to get loot out of.
Oh yeah,
None of that worked.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think they tried to do like your people on your friends list can leave you stuff.
Yeah, they tried to do all kind of like interaction stuff.
That never worked. So yeah, I think like every Assassin's Creed game always was broken from day one. But like I said, you can probably say that for most Ubisoft games.
I'm just trying to see if I think they might have been I don't know that it ever came to PS4, but I think what they put out was PS4. Because it's just so hard to freaking find the shit.
What, Rogue?
Like, what's in your library and what's not.
No, you're trying to see if Rogue went to PS4?
There it is. Assassin's Creed.
Oh, also they had Liberation for the PSP.
Yes. Which was technically supposed to be New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think.
No, it was New Orleans. I mean, it was Louisiana.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was New. I never played it because I never had a PSP.
Okay, yeah, no. Rogue Remastered. So, yeah, that way, because it was on PS3. With all the PS3 games, you have to fucking stream.
And then there was Assassin's Creed China, and then there was Assassin's Creed
Russia.
Mm-hmm. What was the third location?
I don't know. I can't remember. Those were like the little bitty mini fucking games.
Those wasn't that bad. That was phone games. That was stuff that probably should have came out for the iPad.
Yeah.
Type of games. But that wasn't that bad. But so yeah, that's Ubisoft, and then you get into Nintendo, which
really didn't show shit.
You had more 64 games coming out for the online thing. More characters for the soccer game, the Mario Soccer, that they're going to have. I think more tracks, DLC tracks and shit for Mario Kart. A lot of Weeb stuff. Fire Emblem and
I wouldn't call Fire Emblem weeb. I mean, that game's been around. That franchise has been around forever. It's just... I remember playing like the originals.
There was so many ports coming to Switch. That didn't look good on a Switch.
No, because the Switch isn't powerful enough to do anything.
Because it was it what's the fucking fighting game? Whenever you die, you age.
Oh, Sifu.
Sifu, yes. That's coming to the Switch, which is a great game for the Switch, just to sit down and play. God, that was a big game. It's one of those games that's coming, like when Doom Eternal or Doom 2016 went to the Switch.
They went to go to the Switch, and it's like massive downgrades and shit.
It's like, how in the hell is that supposed to work on the Switch?
I mean, I don't know. I saw the Breath of the Wild sequel, and I just started watching the thing, and I'm like, there's nothing in this world either.
Yeah, so that was the big reveal at the end. You get the name, Tears of a Kingdom, which is kind of bad timing on Airport. That's why they didn't show it in England.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Pikmin 4.
Oh, yeah, true. I do remember that because Truce asked me what the hell Pikmin was.
So they basically took Pokemon Go and made Pikmins.
Yeah, because now it's like, from what I saw, you're like in like the real world but you're tiny.
Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Octopath Traveler 2. That looked very cool. I
played the trial for the first one on the Switch, and it is pretty cool. It's not worth the price they want for it because it's like a full price fucking game.
Oh, they're bringing in Switch Sports Golf. Oh, speaking of Wii, so the Queen of England, huge fucking bowling fan.
Dude, everybody loved Wii Sports Bowling.
She has the most rarest video game console ever. Well, probably the most rarest Wii console. It was a fucking 24 karat
24 karat gold fucking Wii.
Gold Wii. Everything was 24 karat. The remote, the nunchucks, everything. I don't know if Nintendo made it or she made it.
I'm sure it's fucking...
The gold from some poor fucking country they conquered years ago, melted down to make a Wii. Which now they're trying to... All those countries are like, hey, can you give us back our shit now?
Yeah,
because
India
she's
wants
dead.
their big ass diamond back.
That's in the crown, right?
Yeah.
Was it the heart of the heart?
The Kuda something.
Another big announcement is that the GoldenEye is coming out for the Switch.
I mean, the only thing that even piques my interest is Octopath Traveler 2.
Yeah, that looked amazing. Like that, the 2D, 3D look to it was so good. But the GoldenEye, the big sell on that was like, oh, you can play online. And then you're going to realize, wait a minute, this game ain't really that good.
Yeah, it's not that good. And people are still going to fucking play as Oddjob and kill everybody because...
What was it, like hands only or something like that? Or
no, because when you played as Oddjob, your hitbox, like he was shorter than everybody.
No, I'm talking about like the game modes. Like everybody...
It was knives only.
I know those golden guns only.
Golden guns. I don't know. I was never a golden... I was never a golden eye.
I never played any fucking Mario's, any 64 games because I thought it was fucking stupid. The controller was horrible.
Yeah, the controller was dumb. I didn't like any, like the Mario, like all I like overly, like the 3D polygon crap, I was just not a fan of.
Like I played Shadows of the Empire. That was about it. Also, GoldenEye's coming out for the Xbox. It might be Game Pass. Who knows? I guess it would be Game Pass because we own Rare.
Do y'all own Rare?
Yeah, I think so. They bought so many fucking studios.
I know, like y'all, that's y'all because we can't make games on our own, so we're just gonna go buy everybody else.
Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles, Splatoon, Resident Evil Village. That's the one.
There is an update for that game that has piqued my interest. The
VO.
new expansion to be able to play in third person.
Oh yeah. Do you know how expensive that is? That expansion? It's like $30. And all it is, it's like third person mode, all the DLC stuff, which there was no DLC. It was only like guns and tokens and stuff like that.
I'm sure they'll do
because the Rose
an all-in-one package.
The Rose DLC doesn't come out until next year. The first DLC where it's Rose and I think Chris.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have an all-in-one. Just like there's
Rose and Leon.
Right now, you can buy the Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 3 remake separately for cheaper than buying them combined. Like there's a one purchase of like 2 and 3 called the Raccoon City whatever I don't know what it's called, but it's the remake of 2 and remake of 3, and it's still like full price $60. But when you go buy, like right now, I think individually they're like $12.99 a piece right now. There's so many things like that I could just. I need to go buy just because they're cheap as hell right now. I need to go buy Far Cry 6. It's like $23.
Yeah. Probably the weirdest game they showed was fitness boxing. Fist of the North Star workout game.
Oh yeah, that's just a straight up Asian. That's just straight up.
It's literally like Dance Dance Revolution.
But with Fifth of the North Star characters?
Yeah. You're fighting other characters and you have to hit the buttons or swing a certain way.
Let's see. Yeah, Raccoon City Edition, which is the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, $60.
And that's all the downloads and
Oh, nope, the sale ended. Damn it.
Oh, there you go.
Because now they're $40 a piece.
The one game that doesn't get enough love.
Ooh, I need to go buy Shredder's Revenge. It's only $20. Nope, Far Cry 6 went back up. God damn it, I missed the fucking sale.
Well, fucking Black Friday is going to be coming up, so you get them all for probably way cheaper.
Oh, no, wait, I can get the Ultimate Edition for $47. The $120 version of Far Cry 6 is $47.99 right now.
Yeah, because Ubisoft, after their thing, had a huge fucking sale on Xbox.
Yeah, they always switch it up because before these weren't on sale with the last sale. Because you can get the premium edition, the deluxe edition for $31 right now.
They also announced a game that came out in Japan. It's finally getting ported to America. It's the I'm guessing it's a Fatal Frame game.
Oh yeah.
Which is a very underrated game from the early PlayStations and shit like that.
And talk about games that never drop in price. Fire Pro Wrestling Deluxe Edition, $90. Regular edition, $50.
But basically, that was Nintendo. The big thing is Breath of the Wild. You got they show actual gameplay footage. They showed the subtitle, so it's not Breath of the Wild 2. It's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And then they gave the date, May 12th of next year. So that's something to look forward to. If you want to just run around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe in part 2 they're like, all right, people said this about the first game. Let's add all this stuff.
Dude, I tell you, I tried playing it. I tried playing it and it's just empty. I played it for like 10 minutes and I'm like, nah, this is dumb.
And then you had the Sony a couple days later had their little state of play, very short.
No, weren't they the same day? One was in the morning, like Nintendo was in the morning.
No, yeah, actually it was. I'm sorry.
Nintendo was in the morning.
Nintendo
and then
was in the morning.
PlayStation was at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, because I got home from work just in time to watch the state of play. They start off with Tekken 8. Looks good. But it's a Tekken game. It's fighting. Not my thing. Then they showed off a couple VR stuff because they're still doing VR.
That Star Wars one wasn't bad. If VR games got given like a decent amount of actual effort and stuff, I think it would be better. But I mean, there's nothing like that. There was that Dungeons and Dragons one, the second one they showed, which would be an awesome use for VR if it was like an officially licensed version of Dungeons and Dragons. Like that,
yeah,
would be probably worth it. But now you're just playing like a generic clone of Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know, the VR stuff.
It's gonna take certain games to get certain people to play it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Star Wars game, it's just looks like typical fucking VR.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to have a little bit more. Because, I mean, I guarantee you, like, you liked Resident Evil 7, the first person. Like, I guarantee that probably works fine. It works great in VR.
Yeah, it was another thing. I think they're doing a VR for 7.
Yeah, you're going to get a VR update for 7 or whatever. They're probably... Yeah. Like, they just need to put in, unlike they did with the fucking Vita, where, like, they put in no effort for games. They need to put in effort for VR if they want people to actually buy it. But we need to hack... The first one had to have sold well because they're making a second... They're coming out with a second unit. So the first one had to have sold pretty well for them to go, okay, we can invest in a second iteration.
So then you get probably the best games of all. Something I got very excited for as soon as I seen it. I knew instantaneously what it was. You finally, apparently there was a Yakuza game in Japan. Never got ported over to America because at the time when it came out, never was Yakuza in America wasn't big. So they just kind of left it. But now, Yakuza is very popular. Like a Dragon, I think, sold very well for them in America. So now you're getting Yakuza Ishin, I think it's called. It's a Yakuza in feudal Japan.
Yeah, it's like a Dragon Ishin.
That's
what
It's like a Dragon Ishin. And I don't know. I don't think it's turn based or nothing. I think it's just regular. Back the old fighting style of Yakuza.
Yeah, because if it's a remake or remaster or whatever,
it looks like it's the same engine from Like a Dragon. So that comes out in February. Very excited. And then they announced Yakuza, Like a Dragon. What was the second one?
It was released in 2014 on the 3 and the 4.
Was it that long ago?
Yep.
Wow. And also they say, like a lot of people say that played it, that's the best Yakuza game.
According to IGN, this headline in IGN, Ghost of Tsushima gave Sega confidence to release Like a Dragon Ishin in the West.
Really? Where is the other fucking... This stupid article doesn't have the other. So yeah, now you're getting. That was the first announcement, and then you get the second one is how someone Like a Dragon Gaiden, which is supposed to be a spin-off game about Kiryu. During, I want to say this takes place like around when Yakuza 6 was going on. It takes place in between 6 and 7. So, in Like a Dragon, like Yakuza 7, Kiryu kind of shows up. He's like a side character that pops up, like guest appearing. So this game is supposed to take place in between that and shows what happened to Kiryu after 6 going into 7, how every time he tries to leave the fucking Yakuza, he always gets brought back in somehow. Every time he leaves. He can't just go enjoy life on the beach with his orphans. That comes out next year also. I'm guessing either probably later at the end of the year. But then they showed a little teaser trailer for Like a Dragon 8, which is the main game that they, with Ichiban and all his little cast of characters to continue off that series. And now, from now on, every Yakuza game is not going to be known as Yakuza, and now it's going to be known as Like a Dragon. Trying to get that branding out there because Like a Dragon is now the main games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would change it. Like, I remember playing Yakuza on like the
PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I don't think Yakuza came out for the PlayStation 1.
No, it was no, because the graphics were way better.
So yeah, then I was very excited for that. And then they came out with a game called Rise of the Ronin. They showed a trailer for that.
Which is a first-party game. It's from Team Ninja.
I was very excited because it's like Team Ninja's name popped up, and it's in feudal Japan. And I'm like, is this Ninja Gaiden? Are they bringing back fucking Ninja Gaiden? And you're like, oh no, this is its own thing. Like it's a whole separate thing. And it looks like it takes place back in the late 1800s.
It's when they opened up their borders finally, because you see like an American embassy, I guess.
Yeah, because there's an American flag as the bird was flying.
Yeah, because it was a falcon, and I'm like, is this a fucking? Are they announcing some other Assassin's Creed thing?
It was definitely a fucking Assassin's Creed setup.
Yeah,
because I thought it was a falcon going through the different timelines.
Yeah, because it switches. It goes. That what it flew through, but I guess it sets it up as being like
when it showed the American flag, it was like the old American flag, and I thought it was like, oh well, I guess that's part 3 that you're going through right now. But
it's the last samurai time period.
Yeah, so it looks like a God of War style, or maybe Ghost of Tsushima style fighting, where you just play Ronin.
Yeah, I seen like he did that fucking flying thing, and I'm like, I don't know.
It looks awesome. I'm gonna probably end up buying a fucking PlayStation 5 just to play it.
I mean, it's not a bad machine to have.
Yeah, if you can find one. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
How long it's been out?
From what I've heard, people have been finding them in stores now.
Oh, finally? Good. Maybe one day I'll fucking buy it.
You're just not going to find a digital one. That's the thing.
Well, I got until, 2024?
Yeah.
Is when this game comes out?
Yeah, you're not going to find a digital. I think they just said, screw it, we're not making the digitals.
Oh, it's going to be disc only?
No, like the PlayStations. Like, I haven't seen anyone with a digital-only PlayStation 5.
That sucks. That's $100 more you got to fucking spend.
Yeah, I don't think any... I've never seen one.
You had the Hogwarts game got announced.
Well, I mean, it's been announced. It's just they showed different stuff and the exclusive quest and stuff for the PlayStation.
A timed exclusive.
No. There's an exclusive quest line. The game's coming out for everything.
No, I thought it was like a time exclusive. Like, because fucking Call of Duty, they pulled that shit with Call of Duty.
No, Legacy's coming out for everything. It's just going to have...
No, I'm talking about the quest. It's going to be a timed quest. So PlayStation gets to play that timed DLC, whatever mission.
I thought it just said straight up exclusive.
Oh, okay. Because they used to do that with Call of Duty. They'll have a special game mode for Call of Duty, only for the PlayStation, and then you have to wait a year before it comes to Xbox and, I guess, PC. Then you have the loyalty program.
My whole thing with it, they've got to be bringing back home.
So you can just have a place to show off your
shit. It makes no sense to be able to collect these things and have nowhere to... Home wasn't a bad idea. Like, it was just... I don't think the PlayStation 3 was strong enough to do it. But, I mean, it's not a bad idea. You didn't have a lot of effort going in to make content for it. But I think now that people are willing to... Like, you live in an ecosystem where people are willing to buy shit. I think a PlayStation Home revival would work.
Yeah. Also, so the big thing at the end is God of War Ragnarok trailer. Shows off more of the gameplay stuff. And then you get the date, which we talked about, 11/03, I think it
11/9.
Is it 9?
Or it's either 11/9 or 11/10.
And also you get a exclusive limited edition Ragnarok controller.
Oh no, you can buy. Yeah, you can.
Well, you can buy it.
Yeah,
but I think it's like limited, like some limited edition that only certain people collect.
Look, they're gonna be putting out that fucking modular fucking PlayStation controller where you can change out the fucking sticks and add the buttons on the back and shit.
The thing Xbox has been doing for like the past 2 or 3 years.
Hey, look, you know what, man? That fucking PlayStation controller is pretty fucking comfortable. I don't need that big, stupid, obese fucking Xbox controller.
The fucking Duke hasn't been around since like the very first Xbox, when it was just Xbox. Which they brought that back at one point, like as a special edition controller you can buy. It was the Duke style for the Xbox One. It was like, who would want to buy that?
I mean, I don't like the offset sticks either.
For the Duke or just a regular Xbox?
Just a regular. Like I like my sticks being
that close,
right in the middle.
And then the last little game thing is Sega had their little, mainly the team that makes the Yakuza games.
Yeah, which is where all that other stuff can, because the PlayStation just had Ishin.
Yeah. Well, it had Like a Gaiden, Ishin, and then...
I don't remember Like a Gaiden. I remember Ishin.
It was like right after.
Oh.
Kiru's like at a monastery in some...
Oh, it must have been something real quick.
The only thing of main thing from the Sega announcement is that Judgment and Lost Judgment is now playable on Steam, which is a very big deal because they were in a huge lawsuit. They must have settled with the talent agency for the lead actor, because that was the reason why Judgment and Lost Judgment never went to PC, was because the talent agency not only owns the rights of the actor, like they own his likeness, they own his voice. That's why there was no karaoke in the game, because he is also a singer in real life and acting. So like the talent agency basically just said, no, you're not doing none of this shit.
I think I remember this lawsuit because it was over the fact that you could go into the on a console, you can't go in and like pull things.
Yeah, you can pull the file of his likeness, and then you can download the likeness onto your computer and do it whatever you want with it.
Yeah, so yeah, like on the PC, so because I think it was about music, him singing too.
Yes.
So they like didn't like no, you can go in and pull the files and
it's the only game of that style made by that team that doesn't have karaoke, because all the Yakuza games, the Like a Dragon, everything, all the spin-off mini games all have karaoke in it except for Judgment and Lost Judgment, which is it's a whole different universe, but it's like the locations is the same, and like the Tojo clan and all that is in it. But there's no Kiryu, there's no Majima, there's none of that. It's like its own thing. And so now people on PC can finally play those games, because it's one of those and you can play it right now type of things. Like it's now on Steam.
Yeah, wasn't there an Xbox one today?
Not that I know of.
I thought I saw something.
I think the Xbox Discord now you can actually talk on the mics. You didn't have to go through like, because that was the big thing on Xbox is like you get in Discord, but it's chat only. Like you couldn't do voice.
Yeah, there was something yesterday.
Could have been nothing big.
ID at Xbox Fall Showcase. Everything shown at events. September 14, 2022. Avail arrives on Xbox and PC. Wild Art Studio gives deep dive into Born of Red. Yeah, it must have been just a bunch of like indie shit. Turnip Boy is back.
Yeah, ID at Xbox. ID is their independent stuff.
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
That is a... You remember Evolve? The 4-person...
No, it's that kind of gameplay, but it's the same studio that made Friday the 13th and Predator.
Oh, 2 games that was completely fucking broken on the consoles that nobody played.
I played Friday the 13th.
I played some of Friday the 13th, but like it got to the point where the connectivity was so bad, and also if one person dropped out, the whole game fucking shut down.
Oh god, that never happened to me. I didn't play it that much
because everybody wanted to be a certain character, and when they never got that character, they just automatically quit and just started up a whole new lobby. Because I want to say everybody wanted to play either Jason or somebody else, and also there was a glitch where you can go off the map. So if you're one of the characters, you can go to where the cabin was, where the mom's head.
Oh yeah,
in the sweater,
yeah.
And you can somehow there's a way to glitch yourself off the map and to where the point where he can't get you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And the Predator game, I don't think anybody played.
Yeah, because that was really broken.
So yeah, good luck on that one.
Yeah, so I mean, that was pretty much all the game stuff. I mean, there really hasn't been much TV-wise. Rick and Morty's back for like... they've been back for 2 episodes.
One other bit of video game news. G4 had layoffs yesterday.
Dude, it was not long for this world when it started back up.
Apparently it was like a huge controversy because of one of their hosts went off on about sexism.
Oh yeah, that was months ago though.
Yeah, I just found out about it.
Yeah, that was months ago.
And apparently it didn't go over well.
Because they were talking about something else and she just went fucking nuts.
Because she went nuts and just went off. Because I think it was like one of the YouTube videos that popped up on my recommendations was about her and what happened and how G4 was standing with her, and then now they're trying to distance as much as possible away from her and like kind of backtrack on.
It's
And then what happened with the layoffs yesterday?
and it's just Adam Sessler being like, I don't know, like he is just like a weird. I don't know, like people hate him or they love him. I don't know. It's not the same G4 that it was back in the day.
Oh fuck no!
It was never gonna be the same.
Some place called Fan Bites just had layoffs too. I don't know if it's a website or a video game journalism website or what it is.
I mean, the problem is like the content has moved away from like established sites and stuff when you can just, run a YouTube channel doing the exact same thing.
Well, if G4 goes under, that gives
G4 should have just been on. They should have just went on strictly online.
Because the Attack of the Show episode yesterday that was supposed to happen, but it got delayed because of the layoffs. They were supposed to be like all these fucking wrestlers were going to be on it, like Xavier Woods and his crew. Yeah,
because they had just announced not that long ago Arena, and it was sponsored by the WWE and all that. They announced that before Vince got laid off. Well, Vince retired. Not laid off. He ran with his tail tucked between his legs.
He went to camp.
He went to
summer camp upstate New York. We don't talk about him. But yeah, TV wise, the Rick and Morty's good, but the Die Hard episode is great.
Yeah, that first episode was pretty good too, where you finally get like that Morty is the grandson of the one who killed the Morty we all love is the grandson of the one who killed the Rick we love's
white family.
Yeah.
So that kind of sets up like a
the whole purpose of the entire series has basically been leading up to our Rick finding.
So evil Morty's not going to be your main big bad person anymore. Now it's going to be the original Rick.
Yeah.
But the Die Hard episode was so good. It was just like
Die Hard, Die Hard. You can't just run around screaming Die Hard.
Peter Dinklage as the Hans Gruber character.
And it ends with his brother.
Dude, that ending was so good. I laughed so fucking hard.
I hate everyone. Who is this supposed to offend? Everyone.
I love Die Hard 3. Die Hard 3 is so fucking good. But yeah, Archer came back. I watched a couple episodes of that, and it's once again very funny show. Once again, it's Archer.
Walking Dead comes back 2 weeks. The first week of October for the last episodes.
Don't care.
I'll watch it. I watched it. I basically waited for the first 2 sections of the season, and I binge watched all of them.
The only thing that matters is Jeffrey Dean Morgan is now going to be on The Boys. That's going to be great. So him and Dean,
Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles can have like a awkward interaction. Because they played father and son on Supernatural.
Who the hell is he going to be playing on The Boys?
Unless he's a military person.
Maybe.
Or I don't know if he's going to be another superhero.
What else? I don't know. Like I said, it's slow. She-Hulk's still great. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, even that past episode was very good. Introduced to... Was it Miranda? What was her name? The one Wong.
Oh, Madison.
Madison. With a Y, but I won't tell you why.
But not where you think. So dumb.
If her character showed up in like the first couple phases, she would have her own one shot by now, like her own little like.
Oh yeah, if she'd have been around, like she'd have got home.
10-minute.
She'd have got home DVD special.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd have to pay off the contract with the goat named Jake.
Yes. And also, you got to set up the date nights with Wong watching old Soprano. Literally, people got pissed because they spoiled a show from like what?
Oh well,
10 years ago.
They weren't watching Sopranos at the end. They were watching This Is Us, I think.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were watching This Is Us at the end of the episode.
Then they spoiled that too.
Yeah, I think she said something.
Yeah.
And Wong's like,
and then possibly introduced to Johnny Blaze.
nah, I think that was just like everybody who's like, oh, it's Johnny Blaze's brother. Like, no, Donnie Blaze is not Johnny Blaze's brother. It's not a thing.
Also, that actor, the sidekick that looked like fucking the dude from Sanford and Son, Grady.
Yeah.
That dude's like 101 or something like that, 90 something years old.
No way.
Yes. He apparently broke the Guinness World Record of like
oldest working actor.
Person. Yeah.
What are you, his hype man? Yeah, kind of.
Mind you, I read that on Twitter. Didn't bother looking it up.
I mean,
so I'm guessing it's true.
He looked pretty old, but
he looks exactly like Grady from Sanford and Son. For your young people, that's a very awesome show. It's on Red Fox. You should look it up and watch it.
You big dummy.
Way ahead of its time.
Let's see if it'll just come up underneath this. No, of course not.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at his IMDb, but they don't have his birthday on it. I wonder how many. He's only been in 46 movies and TV shows. He was in Doom Patrol, Black Lightning, American Made.
So he might just be the current,
Alana.
like, oldest guy right now. Like, not saying he's had that long of a career.
No, but he's just a very old person who got into acting probably in his 80s, 70s.
Yeah, like, we need an old person. Okay.
Let's see.
I don't know. I look at that show as, like, this is what normal life is in the MCU. Like, it's not always action and adventure. It's Wong trying to watch The Sopranos. He's
103.
Jesus.
He was born in 1919.
103.
Yep. He started acting in his 90s.
103.
And it's never too late to
making
start.
it to the MCU. He should be in Captain America: New World Order. They should just film a scene with him now and put it in.
I mean, you could have him do a scene in like one of him with like Houdini or something, or
Yeah.
some magician back in the 30s.
God, yeah, you could do that, yeah. So at the end of this last episode, you got the first tease in show, whereas they've shown it publicly forever that Daredevil's going to be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people was so fucking crazy. I mean,
because it makes a good clickbait headline.
It's also
on YouTube.
It's also a fact it's the yellow costume.
Yeah, it's the yellow and black costume.
Yeah, so you're not starting off with the red. Which, didn't he have the red on in the trailer?
Mm-mm.
Was it the yellow?
Maybe the way it looked, it was like red and yellow, red and gold.
Oh.
But, it ends with the dude. There was no stinger, which in this episode, I'm like, of course, the episode that's going to end on the fucking like, like doesn't have a stinger after after the animated credits. Like all the other ones have had stingers after the animated credits, which are just like throwaway funny scenes. This one did not have that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, ultimately, the ending of the episode felt like it could have been the full stinger. Like she goes back to the guy making her clothes, and he's just there by himself. There's nobody else. Whereas in the scene earlier, like the shop's full of people, and she gets like he hands her a bag, like a garment bag, and she goes in the dressing room, and you don't see what the outfit looks like. And he goes, "Oh, and I made you this little extra thing." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't ask for that." And he goes, "This is you, whatever." And he walks away from her, and he yells at somebody like, "Haven't you ever heard of, client confidentiality?" And he has like this hat box, and he goes and he puts it down, and that's when you see the top of the Daredevil helmet with the horn sticking out.
Yeah, I've seen a picture of it.
So I mean, the scene itself felt like it could have been the stinger after the animated credits. It just wasn't as jokey as the other ones were, like the one where she's doing all the chores for the family.
See, the thing is, like, this series got very good writing-wise after that first episode, because that was a bad first episode to kind of start with.
You should have put the first two out together.
Yeah. But then the each episode gets better and better.
That's why I don't understand the critics who were shit talking it, and they got to see the first 4 episodes. Like,
it's one of those. It's like you can't have a female.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I really don't understand the hate for the show. I mean, I could understand if there's like a lawyer or whatever who doesn't like legal dramas that aren't 100% realistic. But, I'm
trying to think of what else. What We Do in the Shadows ended this season. And so, also very good show. Ended very good. One day you'll watch it.
One day I'll watch it.
Now, like, you got nothing to do. You're just sitting around the house doing nothing.
For the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. House of Dragons. You haven't watched them, have you?
I mean, I watched the recap video, so I know what's going on. I know there's like one episode left with the 2 younger versions of the characters, and then they're aging them up, and people are like,
yeah,
kind of iffy if that's going to work, because everyone loves like the girl playing the princess.
So this show is very good.
I know it does seem better than, because it seems better than
it's got great actors in it to begin with, actors and actresses.
I don't know why they chopped all Matt Smith's hair off though.
Of course, they pulled the Felicity.
Yeah, I know. I heard like it was referenced to that. I'm like, it does look weird though,
because he had that epic battle and he was out there fighting the crab.
Yeah.
Sea crab for so long, and now he's finally defeated the sea crab, and he's coming back home. Just time to clean up and get a nice little cut. But I know a lot of people don't like it because it's not like, where's my fighting and blood and guts?
It makes it better when you build character. That's why the books were good. You built character. It wasn't fucking big epic fucking fights.
That's what it is. This is a very character-driven show. You're not, and a lot of people in the show is not likable. Like,
yeah, because you got to look at it. This is not. There's
after that first
There's not many more characters before you get to Game of Thrones.
No, it's 100.
So like
100-something years.
The Mad King is one of these guys' grandchild, maybe?
See, I tried to look up a family tree on where does the Mad King fall into this. Because it's like, all right, now I know like a good time frame of when all this takes place. but I could never find one. Either they stopped at where the House of Dragons show is with the family tree, or it shows the Mad King going down from into the Game of Thrones crew. Because he has a son, the king right now, King Valeris, has a son right now called Aegon, I think his name is. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, if he's like the dad of the Mad King, or possibly he ends up turning into the Mad King.
Let's see. I'm pulling up one of these articles, probably.
But yeah, it's a very good show. Like, if you like the political backstabbing, and this show is phone died.
Yep.
This show is just completely filled with it. It's so much. It's a great character driven show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's you had one great scene last week with Matt Smith going out just murdering all these fucking people.
Fucking just laid waste to the fucking.
Didn't speak a single word.
Yep.
Great fucking scene. I seen on Twitter, like, after that episode, it's a callback to a scene in Game of Thrones at the Night Watch, at the Wall, I guess you could say, where the Mason that's there is like one of the last Targaryens.
Yes, the Maester is one of the last Targaryens.
And so
I think he's like he was the Mad King's brother.
Yes. And so
he should have technically been, because he should have technically been king.
He gave up his crown. He gave up his birthright to become a Mason.
Yeah.
So that's why he never became, after the Mad King was killed, and then Baratheon took over. But there's a scene where Jon Snow asks, like, why do y'all use ravens? It's like, oh, because I don't know if he names Matt Smith's character Daemon Targaryen by name, but he's like, oh, well, the last time somebody brought a letter to a Targaryen, he was beaten with a...
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened in the show. Like, they bring... The king sends word to Prince Daemon that, oh, by the way, I'm going to come help you because you can't win this war. You've been fighting this war for months and shit like that, and you haven't won. So I decided, now I'm going to help you. I changed my mind. I'm going to help you. I'm going to send all these ships. And then he gets pissed off because of, like, his older brother. He doesn't want to be... His older brother's going to come and help him.
Yeah, so he
wants
just
to do it
beats
himself.
the living hell out of the messenger.
So he just beats the shit out of the messenger. Kills. I don't know if he kills him, but... And then that's when it sets up that, fuck it, I'm going to jump in a boat. I'm going to row over. I'm just going to murder everybody. If I live, I live. It was a distraction so the other people can ride in with their dragons and just annihilate the crab people. But yeah, it's a very good show. Unlike Lord of the Rings, which I heard nothing but bad things.
Watching the recaps, because I watched the Screen Crush recaps of that too, like the Easter egg things. And again, it's just high fantasy. It's very dense. Now, there's some things that seem to be that they're hinting at they're changing. And again, this isn't the people complaining are either people who are reading Lord of the Ring nerds' complaints,
but this ain't even Tolkien stuff. This is like
this is a lot of stuff being made up, but they're using a lot of stuff that he established in like the compendiums and notes and stuff.
Tolkien was out drinking one night and wrote these things on a bar napkin.
Basically.
Now it's gospel.
Because everybody's sitting there saying that, because the stranger that fell from the sky has very Gandalf-like qualities.
Oh yeah, I seen
But
that.
he hasn't been named as Gandalf. Like, they're not saying that's who it is. But he has very Gandalf-like qualities, and they should not have shown up until the Third Age. It's because they're condensing like 3,500 years worth of story into this show. Because people are like, oh, shouldn't Galadriel be married? Well, yeah, but does that mean her husband has to be... Like, elves live forever. They're probably not with each other all the time. No, it's a bunch of... It's probably... This is how the critiques of this show came about. And I would put money on this. Some really big Lord of the Ring nerds have issues with the things that are being changed.
Stephen Colbert.
Have issues with things that are being changed. Then the people who just make content for views pick up on those and make it their complaints. So now everyone hates it. When, honestly, when you look at the numbers for these shows, no. The fans don't hate it. A vocal minority online hate it. Because I guarantee you She-Hulk's doing great numbers. Amazon is probably doing great numbers with Rings of Power.
Supposedly Rings of Power is the most watched Amazon Prime show.
Yeah, so it's doing the numbers. So just because some...
Oh, the heaviest traffic to the show.
Some whiny people online are complaining. That's the problem with the internet. They think it's like the Nielsen ratings. That if 5 people are complaining, that means 5,000 people are complaining.
Eventually, I'm going to watch the show. I'm guessing like when all the episodes
It's
came
just,
out.
I mean, just from watching the recaps, it's kind of very dense. You're seeing like the last episode had like the beginnings of Mordor. Like it's the Southlands. But this is like right as the orcs and stuff are starting to like tear up the Southlands, and you'll get eventually to what Mordor looked like, all desolate and shit. This is like the beginnings of that, because the orcs are like tunneling through the Southlands and doing shit, kidnapping elves.
You know, back in the 60s, the Beatles tried to buy the rights to make a Hobbit film.
Everybody wanted to do the Hobbit. Like, this was the big IP back in the day.
Supposedly, like, they were going to play the Hobbits in the movie.
That'd have been something.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the big IP back in the day, because this was like your first big book series, because he had like the Hobbit, the fucking other 3, the Silmarillion, you know. He created this massive world, and the people were like, we can make all kind of shit with this. Except technology was nowhere near any of it, which is why the animated Hobbit was so good, because you could put all that crazy shit in it.
Yeah, but wasn't he not a very good person in real life?
I mean, was anyone back in those times a good person?
Because basically, wasn't Lord of the Rings universe mostly based on his time in World War One?
Maybe.
I think so. Anyway. So eventually when that show, all the episodes air, I might just marathon it. When it gets pretty deep.
Yeah, when there's a good bit of them.
Yeah. Then I think 4 episodes came out? 3 episodes?
Yeah, 3. I think 4th one comes out
Tomorrow?
this weekend. Tomorrow.
Speaking of awful shows that don't give a shit about their source material, Halo 2 got a 2nd season.
Oh, God.
Yeah, apparently they...
No wonder. I saw the last F1 race. There was advertisements. I think they've got like, you know how the football used to do the digital ads?
Yeah.
So the ad wasn't actually on the field or whatever, but when the camera was there, it would be there.
Augmented.
Yeah, the augmented reality kind of ads.
Yeah.
Around the track, I saw like Paramount Plus and Halo, and I'm like, why? Like, that show's done. That must be why.
Yeah, they posted a picture because I think they got nominated for an Emmy for something. And then, but they posted a picture of like all these people that's playing Spartans, like in their armor with their helmets off. Of course, because their helmets are off. Talking about the start of season 2 filming. So apparently that show went fucking off the rails.
I'm sure it did because I don't think from what I heard, like the people who wrote it and run it like did nothing but like it's not. The story is not from the games. It's
not even close.
We made our own shit up. We just took design. Like
so, literally, Master Chief falls in love with this human girl that's raised by the Covenant. Was supposed to kill Master Chief.
That's what's missing from Halo, a love story.
Yeah. And then I think there was a weird sex scene.
Yes, because it was Master Chief ass.
Yes. But also, the only good thing on Paramount Plus you should watch is the Beavis and Butthead.
It's not worth me getting Paramount Plus. Like maybe once they're all done, I'll sign up for that free 7-day or whatever.
I think it's done.
And binge them all.
I want to say it's done because after this last episode, Mr. Anderson goes down to Mexico because you can't get good fucking bug poison anymore. So you have to go to Mexico to get the good stuff. So he comes back with this giant fucking drum of poison.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they look at it and there's a big fly on it. So they thought it was Spanish fly because it comes from Mexico. It's Spanish. And there's a fly. It has to be Spanish fly. So they drag this giant drum of poison to the school dance and they spike the punch with it. And it's like, we're going to score so much. And it's like, we should be drinking this before anybody else because we want to score first because this helps you score. So they drinking all the fucking poison. But Beavis goes, it's like, this thing doesn't taste right. And Butthead just looks at him and it's like, yeah, that's the taste of scoring. And so they end up drinking this giant punch bowl of fucking poison. And they get sick. They go to the hospital. And it ends with them saying a joke. And then laughing. And then
they flatline.
They flatline. And I don't know if that's the end of the season. If this was like a one-off thing. I don't know if it's going to come back. But that's definitely a show that it got better as the episodes got on. Like, it's not just like one little segment.
Mm-hmm.
Both segments in the episode is good. The music videos and the TikTok stuff they watch is still not funny, but the actual cartoons, it was good. And it's one of those things, it's Beavis and Butthead. It's always going to make me laugh no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, can't think of anything else really going on. Yeah, but I mean, so that should do it for this week. We're at like a couple hours of your time. So, yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, next time I'm try to go to the movie theater and watch stuff again.
Yeah, like I said, we're right before the fall TV season, so Andor comes out in like a week or two, like the last week of September, right? I think, or the first week of October.
No, last of September.
Yeah, so and that looks really good.
That's like 3 episodes right off the bat.
Yeah,
we can shit on Quantum Leap reboot.
Yes, we talked about that before we started. Right, we started recording that Quantum Leap show, which is a sequel. I was wrong. I thought that was a remake, but it is a sequel. Someone asked me to talk about it, and I'm like, I think we need to look at that a little bit more before I go full blown shit blow on it.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a remake, so now that it's a sequel, I have to.
Who knows? It might be good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So yeah, that's it for this week. I'm Wayne. That is
Paul.
And we're out.